Hi guys, welcome to yet another lesson. In this lesson, you're going to learn everything about matching headings. Now, let me tell you three simple steps to get to the right answer to the matching headings question type. The first step is to obviously skim your passage very well. Do not make mistakes here because you will have to get a gist of the passage, and also learn skimming by actually reading different articles and huge passages. The second step is for you to read the first paragraph in question, and by read I mean you will read it in detail. You will pick up the keywords, the significant keywords, and you should be able to filter out the relevant information versus the irrelevant. What do I exactly mean by relevant and irrelevant? Now, in a certain paragraph, you will not have sentences, all sentences will not be contributing to the same central idea. There may be sentences that are not so important for the summary of the paragraph, and there may be a few sentences that actually are. You should be able to filter this information out and try to summarize the paragraph mentally. And when you do this, look at headings that can be potentially matching with your summary. Notice that I said headings, I did not say heading. Don't be in a hurry to finalize your answer right away. Keep a few headings as shortlist and move on to the second paragraph in question. Do the same process. Read that paragraph, summarize all the key information, and try to match this information with your headings. And when you do this with every paragraph in the passage, you will be able to see that you made some wrong choices with the first or the second paragraph. And when you change these wrong choices, you then arrive at a list of right answers. What happens if you didn't have a shortlist? You will probably be rigid and you will not choose another heading. And what heading you have chosen might not be the right one, which is why I tell you that choosing a shortlist or having a shortlist helps. Let's take a look at an example to understand how you can implement this to practice. The first example, and this is the paragraph that we have in question. Now, you may see that the paragraph talks about how communication establishes a lot of relationships and how communicating effectively is important. That's what this sentence is about. And what happens if you don't refine your approach of communication, your process of communication. Now, this sentence here tells that everybody may be refining their own approach, but definitely you should follow certain steps in order to have effective communication. Now, and you cannot do that until you establish why you're doing this and what exactly you want to say through this message. And last but not the least, this sentence tells that you should understand the way that the message has been conveyed. You should consciously be in awareness about how this message has reached the public that you are addressing. Now, this entire paragraph talks about how communication is important for relationships and how this should be done the right way of establishing communication, right? So if you can look at the headings, probably heading 2 looks like a potential answer. Also, 5 can look like a good answer, 7 looks like a good answer, and also 8, of course, the importance of bare basics of communication. Now, all these headings do look like they are the right answers to this paragraph, and it's very difficult to filter out the wrong ones right now, which is why reading the entire paragraph or the next paragraph in question helps. But I'm just trying to help you understand how to choose the right heading through this video. Now, because of that, you should read and find out what information this paragraph is trying to convey. Now, let's look at heading number 2. Improving oneself can go a long way. This sentence was definitely there. Now, this sentence here does suggest that improving oneself helps, but it's not the central idea of the paragraph as such. So we are ruling out 2. Let's look at 5. An opportunity for an effective feedback. Now, here you are not talking about having or taking feedbacks at all, Maybe the paragraph is telling you an approach to follow, a certain technique to follow, but it's not talking about opportunity. The next question here is significance of message and audience. It did talk about the message, it did talk about the audience, but that was just one sentence. It was not the central idea of the paragraph. If you can see the eighth one, the importance of the bare basics of communication. Now, bare basics of communication are the audience, the message, the relationship that you're trying to establish, understanding how to communicate effectively. All these are bare basics. This is how you filter the wrong answers. And this happens only when you have read every sentence of the paragraph and not just the first sentence. Moving on to the second example. Take a look at this paragraph. There are a few objectives of communication which the individual will have to focus on. By yourselves with strangers, loved ones, co-workers, we make quick decisions, thus catering our communication for the greatest impact. Now, all of us want to establish something or say something through our messaging, and we kind of make these decisions very quickly as to how to communicate so that we have the best impact on the other person. But at the same time, it is so while you do this, while you think that it is good, I mean, it will cause great impact on someone, it is also important to understand that miscommunication can have a bad impact as well. So here you go. And the example is this. So if you misunderstood for what your favorite ice cream is fine. But if you are misunderstood for what you said at work or what you wanted to communicate through your project at work, it causes hazardous communication breakdown, and that can cause trouble at work. So you should always put yourselves in others' shoes and look closely at the way you communicate and change the way you communicate so that the kind of risk that you carry with miscommunication is reduced, right? So if you can see, I mean, obviously 6 looks like the best answer here. Why being misread or why being misjudged through your message is bad, and how you can handle it is this, and why being misread is bad is this, right? So the answer is straight away 6 here. There is no other heading that looks like the closest one, but I'll quickly tell you this insight that the first 2 sentences didn't really make or contribute to the central idea, but they still add value to the paragraph and they still reach you or take you to the central idea of the paragraph, which is being misread or being misjudged for your message, right? So you are trying to establish something with your communication. You better do that while taking into account the risks that you carry of being misjudged. So that's what the entire paragraph is. And this heading or this sentence here tells you that you should be careful. I mean, this takes you to the fact that you should be careful. So I hope you found the lesson useful and you understood how to handle matching headings as a question type. If you wish to be coached by us like this and mentored by us directly, you can reach out to us through the link that is given in the description of this video, and we will help you out with what program is suitable for you. The counselor will be able to help you with the enrollment process and also help you understand how these programs function. I'll see you at the other side. Until then, keep practicing and also subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Bye-bye.